Hi, welcome to the Fire Mountain Gems and Beads Jewelry Design Studio. My name is Esther and I'm going to show you how to do the brick stitch. To start brick stitch, you make a ladder stitch. And the ladder stitch is really simple. Put 2 beads on your needle and slide it down to the end of your thread and then pass back through both beads the same direction again. Then as you pull them snug, pull them up so they're beside each other. Go through that first bead again. I can't see it. Go back up through that first bead again and then down through the second. This makes it where they're sitting right snug side by side. So then you continue doing the same thing, but now only adding 1 bead, going back through the last bead that you added, back up through the newest bead, and go through that once more just to make it nice and snug so they will stay beside each other. This is how you get that ladder stitch going, and that's what you use for the foundation for starting the brick stitch. So as you put these on, if you end up with even count, you will have the tail and your working thread ending up going out of the same end as your beads. Right now I have 4 beads on, and the tail and the working thread are both out the same end. So to do the brick stitch, you're going to start building on top of wherever your thread's coming out. So technically you wouldn't want it coming out the same end as your tail. So if you were, say this was as far as I was going, it's only 4 beads wide, to be able to get going the other direction, I just go through the threads right there, back up through the bead, and then now I have my thread coming out the opposite end of where my tail is. So if you were even count, that's how you would do it. If it was odd count, you would automatically be coming out the opposite end of where your tail is. So now for your second row, I'm going to change the color of beads, and we're going to go to something a little more sparkly. And I'm going to grab a different segment here that's a little longer. And this one happens to be the same thing over again. I have 8 beads on here, so I'm going to go back under those threads, back up through the last bead, and now I have the tail going out one end and the working thread out the other. So to start at the second row, you put 2 beads on your needle, go through the first bridge of threads right there under the end, then I'll go up through one of the beads. Hard for you to see right now while I'm holding it securely. It's either that or I got to chase it around. So I'm going to hold it. Okay, so down and up, and now you can see how it will just sit on top of the first row. So after you have those first 2 beads on, you only put 1 bead on at a time after this. So you put 1 bead on, go under the bridge, and back up just through the bead that you put on, down through the bead right next to it in the same row, and then back up through that last bead. You'll continue on doing the same thing through the bridge, up through the bead just put on, down through the bead that it's beside, and then back up through that last bead. Makes it nice and secure. Oh, there is something to show you in case you ever happen to do that. This thread wanted to catch down on the bead below. Make sure that doesn't happen, otherwise you're going to be seeing thread in your finished work. So you continue on like that, just adding one bead at a time. And on the second row, you will notice how it has gone a half step over this edge. And so as we get down to this end, it's going to be a half step short. So it's going to give the look as if it was peyote stitch, although we're working it against the holes versus against the side of the beads as we're putting them on. So I'm going to show you now as to start the third row, which basically is the same as doing the second row. But now you can see how those beads line up. There's one going over here, and there's in it short on this end. So now to start this third row, I'm going to go to another color bead, and that's just to make it easy for us to see the difference in the rows. I have made some of the cutest little frogs out of this stitch that my grandchildren absolutely love. They have all had them on their backpacks at one time or another. Oops. If you happen to like how that thread just kind of knotted up there, if that happens to you, the easiest thing is just to kind of pull it apart. Don't panic, just kind of pull it apart and it will just find its way back apart. A lot of times, I can remember when I first started doing some of these bead stitches, if things would get hung up in the needle or the bead or something, I would panic and start fighting it, and it's a lot easier just to kind of loosen it up a little bit, just roughly, and then the knot comes out a lot easier. Anyway, so we put on 2 beads, and I just went under the bridge of the thread right there. Now I'm going to go back up through the bead right there, down through this bead, hey tail, get out of the way, and then up through that first one. Tail's just determined to get up there in my way. So that shows you how this step out will do. It's over on this end and short here on the second row. And now in this third row, it's going to be hanging back over. Doing this stitch is really a great way to build pyramids because you're in control. Guess who has a knot? Because you're in control of which way the beads actually go over, which way they hang over. That could be a whole different little video to show you how to do triangles. So you continue on doing this, and you're going to have your third row. But you can see how lovely doing the brick stitch works and how versatile it really can be. Well, hope you've enjoyed learning about the brick stitch. Have a great day, and we'll see you here again at Fire Mountain Gems and Beads soon.